Dragon Ball Super episode 124. I don't have too much to say about this episode, so I'll talk about 123 a little bit first, just a little bit, because I didn't review it last week, and I actually really liked that episode. I'd even say I probably loved that episode. It had really good directing, really good storyboarding, great even. The animation definitely had some missteps in places, but I think the directing and storyboarding made up for it, and it doesn't look anywhere near as bad as people are making it out to be on social media. That taking shots of in-betweens and zooming in on background images shit will always be fucking annoying and cancerous, but yeah, it was a really good episode. I love seeing Jiren just walk through the mines. That was great. It was nice to see Naoki Tate pop up, even if his animation wasn't his best. It was still nice to see him pop up. I really loved seeing Goku use Krillin's Kienzan Hexablade on Jiren. It didn't eliminate him. I feel like it might have been a little more meaningful if he had actually eliminated like Dispo or Toppo with it. But I mean, that's nitpicking. It was so great to see that callback to Krillin. It was so cool. The whole moment was set up really nicely, and loved it. I fanboyed when I saw that moment. And when Krillin saw that he was doing a reference to him, and that just, what a great moment. Especially since Krillin was eliminated so early in the tournament, it was great to see that strategy used and almost work. It's just Jiren is a fucking monster. But yeah, I loved it. That was a great scene. Vegeta's transformation, I don't know. It's like Super Saiyan bluer, really. Like, he's more blue than he was before. He's more sparkly than before. I don't know what it is. They haven't said what it is. They just said he broke through his shell like Goku, but it's not Ultra Instinct, so I don't know. But he's stronger, and it was cool to see Goku and Jiren finally pushing, or Goku and Vegeta actually pushing on Jiren at least a little bit finally. But this episode, yeah, not much to say. It's Frieza and Gohan versus Dispo. Story content-wise, I'm fine with this episode. I think it's good. And the directing was fine, and the storyboarding was okay. I mean, they definitely abused the rapid punch looping way too much with, like, the really fast background. They abused that a lot. But when they weren't doing that, the storyboarding was really solid. It just, how do I say this? The animation was, like, a total fucking disaster. The animation in this episode, it's not, like, embarrassingly bad. It's just, there's a ton of reused animation. A lot. Like, a ridiculous amount of reused animation for this late in the game. It also has, like I said, a lot of the rapid punch looping, which can look cool sometimes, but isn't that interesting of animation on its own. Yeah, I don't know. It's, like, music placement was good. I like seeing them team up. Frieza's actually going along. I mean, he tries to team up with Dispo at one point before Gohan shows up, but I feel like he was just going to betray Dispo anyway. That's what he's been doing, like with Frost. Yeah, it was cool to see them team up. I like the strategy of putting them inside like this, like it's like a steel cage match with like Frieza's lasers. It's really cool. It's a really cool idea. It's just because of the animation, the execution isn't as good as it could be. Like I said, there's some good angles, some really good facial expressions in this episode. And also, you might have noticed, I don't have, like, the animators in the sidebar like I usually do lately. That's because the website I usually get the animator list from doesn't have it updated yet. It doesn't have last week's either. And even, like, the Dragon Ball Wiki didn't have the list, and that's not reliable anyway. But it doesn't really matter because, like I said, no one did anything noteworthy in this episode. It doesn't matter who was on this episode. Nothing in it was really all that great, or even all that good. So yeah, definitely a big negative for this episode is the animation. Sometimes directing and storyboarding can overcome that, like last week in my opinion. This week, though, it just doesn't work. You know, it's Gohan trying to push Dispo off, and the music's great, and some of the angles are good, but reusing that same rapid punch loop over and over, which is reused from another episode anyway, is just, I don't know. I think even Dispo's rapid punch loop was like Vegeta's. Like they just copy, and that might have been copy and pasted from Goku back in his fight with Hit in the Universe 6 tournament. It looked really similar. I could be wrong, which means the original animator would be Ken Otsuka. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, some of the reused animation, like Goku's Kamehameha, that was cool. I like Shimanuki's animation. That was that was the one he used against Bergamo. And then they reused they used Golden Frieza's transformation, which is pretty much just bank animation at this point. That's just a transformation sequence, so that's fine. It's everything else, like reusing Android 17 versus the Cat Girls, air ring, speed line clashing. They reused that completely. It was crazy. This late in the game, that's really concerning, and the staff list for upcoming episodes does not give me a lot of confidence, especially with the series ending. Hopefully after this next run of staff, next episode, and the episode after that, we can get some of the top-tier supervisors and the top-tier directors back in and finish off the series with some really good stuff. So yeah, this episode wasn't bad, but I feel like it could have been so much better if there was just better animation, really. And I'm not someone who's like, I need really good animation, but when it comes to fighting like this and giving Gohan that big moment, and this is like, Gohan gets eliminated as well as Dispo, like is his big sacrifice moment, the animation probably should have been better. So yeah, with that being said, the episode would normally have been like a 7.5 to 8. I like that Dispo's eliminated, that's a big deal. Gohan's eliminated, that's a big deal. Goku versus Jiren is progressing. Or Goku and Vegeta versus Jiren. I don't know why I keep excluding Vegeta, I don't know. Goku and Vegeta versus Jiren escalated further. It's cool, it's good story progression, and I like the strategy and the steel cage match with the laser bars. It's fun, but the animation does hurt it overall. Makes it feel a little bit lackluster in places, so I don't know, I'll balance out like a 8 and drop it to like a 7 or like a 6.5, which sounds harsh, but I still enjoyed it. I mean, normally I don't give ratings, it's just I'm really mixed on the episode, so I'm trying to kind of put a bow on the review and give it that rating, but overall, I enjoyed it. It was just kind of lackluster due to the almost disastrous animation. You could even argue it is disastrous animation. No, I guess disastrous would be like episode 24 or 5 or something, or the first half of episode 5. I will always say the second episode of episode 5 is decent. The second half, yeah, it's decent. The first half, no. The first half is trash. So yeah, that'd be disastrous. So I guess you could say this was just disappointing. I don't know. Again, I'm very mixed on it. So, with all that being said, what did you guys think of this episode of Dragon Ball Super? Maybe you guys can clear this up. Go ahead and tell me what you guys thought of it in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up and share it on social media. Both those help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, or if you like what you've seen here. Click the little bell to get notifications when my videos go up. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.